Good evening, everyone. It's so good to be back again. My name is Babatunde Oluwaseun Owolabi. I am a brand strategist and the creative director of Petrafi Multimedia. What we do is simple. We turn your ideas to a befitting design and brand identity with lasting impression for you to make maximum impact and profit. That profit is the main part of it. All right, I want to welcome us all to today's edition. Excuse me, the part two of our brand codes, where we do business gist on business branding and digital marketing for now for this aspect of the show. And if you are joining online, I would also like to acknowledge your presence and for joining. So, as I was saying, brand codes idea is just to help entrepreneurs, whether small, medium, or upcoming, to help in leveraging on opportunities around. Thank you, Ogulaja, Olua, Ifeoluwa Ogulaja. Thank you, my brother, for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you, boss. Okay, so we to look at how we can leverage on opportunities and at the same time scale up our profits for what to match up with our level of input, and at the same time also be able to make a lasting impression. I usually say that our brands goes beyond the color, the images, the logos, and all of that. It is much more about the impression. For us in Petrafil Multimedia, we believe more about brand experience from customers. And you can give your business a name, you can create a product, but if you don't have a brand, and from that brand, if there's no brand experience, then obviously you will not be able to communicate effectively with your brand. So brand lasting impression that you give your clients, lasting impression that makes your clients that to want to come back again over and over and over and over. Thank you once again, Felua, for watching. Thank you, Gbemileke, Adeoti, for joining. So I'm expecting you live here again. So it's that impression that wants to keep them glued and attached to you. And I'll be discussing some few tips here tonight that will help you. And at the same time, you will be able to leverage on opportunities around you. And post COVID-19 reality is here. And the better we start preparing and getting all there is to get it done in this season, the faster it will be for us. So I am craving for our readiness. I am craving for our preparation. Okay, Gbemileke is here. Okay, Gbemileke, how are you? Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Sharon. Thanks for having me.
Can you hear me, Gbemi? Can you speak
Good evening,
up?
Sharon.
Gbemi, can you please speak up?
Good
All
evening,
right,
Sharon. Can you
okay,
hear me?
Gbemi is here. Okay, I can hear you now. Oh, thank you for joining us, Bulu Atbe Adeoti Dejinoju. Thank you for joining. So, how are you, Gbemileke?
I'm very fine, Sharon. And you?
Oh, I'm good too. Thank you. Due to network and challenges we had the other time, I could not have you directly live here. But I'm glad you are here today. Okay, so welcome once again. It's the part two of brand codes, where we do this section a bit of business branding and digital marketing. And trust me, your audience been waiting for you. They were hoping to really hear from you and see you live. So I'm glad you made it today. So let's hit the ball rolling. Tell me, Gbemileke, as a professional and as an expert, I've known you for years and you've been doing what you do passionately for years. And you've been, dealing with a lot of big guys out there, big industries. You've been managing their websites, you'll be managing their digital marketing, so to say. So I want to learn from you, or rather, I want to hear from you specifically as a professional. Digital marketing, tell us in simple terms, what is it?
It's basically marketing through an electronic device or the
Sorry, can you
internet.
speak up a bit?
Digital marketing is basically marketing through an electronic device or the internet. That's basically what
Okay.
it is. So businesses that use digital marketing leverage channels like search engines like Google, social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, then email marketing and other websites to connect with current and prospective customers. So what you are basically doing is you are using any form of electronic devices and the internet.
Oh,
So
okay.
digital marketing
Okay.
would include something like SMS marketing,
Wow.
although
Wow, really?
that's one
SMS marketing?
yes, although that's one
Wow.
channel that a lot of people do not
SMS is a
see
traditional
as
means of communication.
well. Without the mobile phone, without an electronic device, without a digital device, an SMS is useless, right?
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. Wow.
So that's why digital marketing is basically internet marketing plus other small channels.
Oh, okay. So in simple term, digital marketing is internet marketing plus other small channels.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Okay, I've been thinking that there are sites, there are websites we log into, and we see a whole lot of adverts, we see a lot of pop-ups, we see a whole lot of display that comes up. And one funny thing is, after you've left the site, it's as if those things are still following you. I mean, what's the brain behind that? How can we push our product out there to achieve that for us?
Okay, that kind of marketing is retargeting. So basically, what you are seeing is a retargeting ad. The owner of the website that you visited has put you into an audience that allows these ads to reach you after you have left the website. So
Okay,
you can do that through channels like Facebook and Google, and
okay,
then some other display channels like Bing ads and
okay.
Eskimi.
Okay, okay. Hi, Coco, Joy, thank you, my friend from US, for joining in. I celebrate you. You know what, guys? Gbemileke has a book that he just prepared. He called it Playbook, Digital Marketing Playbook, where you will use to do all kinds of your digital projects rather. So be ready for a free delivery of the book today. He's going to give us free. Am I right,
Yes,
Gbemi?
the book is basically for those businesses and industries or businesses in sectors that are struggling at the moment.
Mm,
Basically, aviation and tourism, fashion,
okay.
events, and entertainment. So, if you're an event photographer, for instance, or an event MC, and you have not been getting jobs for close to 4 or 5 months now, then you should get that book. It would help you to position your business over the next few months.
Wow, thank you for that. Okay, let's hit it straight. Now, I'm a brand strategist, and one of the key things I want to ensure my clients get is they earn maximum profits with their brand identity. Because for us, it goes beyond creating the product. It's more about the impact we're able to make, and in return, the profit that follows the brand identity. And that's why we are so keen and so meticulous when it comes to that. Now, for you as an expert, I would like to seek your opinion, like we discussed the other time, that okay, there are some sectors that are largely affected by by COVID-19. And so I would like to ask that how should businesses respond to COVID-19 in terms of their online strategy?
Okay, one of the first things that you must do as a business in this time is to show compassion.
I can barely hear you.
One of the first things that you must do as a business in this time is to show compassion. You see,
Show
people are not buying
compassion.
because they are afraid. People are not
Okay.
spending money because they are afraid,
Thank
not because they
you,
do not have
Mrs.
money.
Deborah Alaire, for joining. Sorry, Gbemileke, to cut you. Thank you all the way from US. Thank you. Okay, go on.
So what you must do as a business in this time is to show them that you care beyond the money that is in their pockets. There
Mm,
there's a lot of uncertainty, and what you must do now is to restore hope and to restore the courage to spend. People are not spending because they feel that they don't know what the world will be like even next month, which is just a few days away. Nobody knows what is going to come in July. No one knows what is going to come in August. Although it's
mm,
beginning to, things all over the world, the trend is beginning to go down. People are beginning to adapt. The world is beginning to gradually adapt to COVID, but that does not mean that we have figured everything out. Nobody has figured anything out, and so
wow.
because we are still in a lot of uncertainty, and we are just being the humans that we are, going on with our lives.
Mm,
Like we
mm,
survived the Great Depression. Humanity survived
that's
past pandemics. Humanity survived
mm,
the um, the uh, the global economic downturn of 2008, and for us in Nigeria, we survived economic hardship month after month, year after year. This is not the first time that Nigeria will be on the verge of a recession or entering into a recession. So a lot of
mm.
the external concepts are not new. It's the fact that we are
No.
dealing with it in a different way that is new, and so humanity is beginning to adapt to it. But that does not mean that you should drop down your compassion bar. And then also, as a business, you must maintain top of mind. See, if this live video was 2 months ago, one of the first things that you should tell every business is not to go back on their marketing. What that means is that you should
Oh,
remain in the faces of your audience. There was a time for about
mm,
2 weeks where the number of people who were watching online, who were engaging online, was so much that internet was
yeah,
dragging worldwide.
yeah, yeah, that's
If
true.
you're a business and you didn't have any kind of digital presence or online presence before that time, you have lost a lot of eyeballs, but you still have some time
Mm,
to overcome all of that, and you can actually do that by
mm,
maintaining top of mind, keep showing up, be consistent, keep showing
mm,
up at this time. Don't just say I'm not because COVID-19 has come, then let me just relax. No, don't relax. Keep doing your
mm.
marketing, but don't try to be a hard sell. That's very important. Don't try to be a hard
Oh,
sell.
wow,
If you
wow.
are not selling essential services, and the city or the state that you are in, or the country where you're in at this time, there's still a lot of uncertainty. You're not in a city like Lagos where people are basically going back to their normal lives. It's just the curfew and a few
Yeah,
restrictions that people
yeah.
have restricted people. But if you are still depending on where you are all around the world, and the stage at which the pandemic is affecting your immediate area and your
That's
target
true.
audience, what you should do now is to be consistent and show top of mind, basically. But don't try to be a
Wow,
hard sell. It's going to be a big blow
good.
against your brand if you try to be a hard sell.
Wow.
A hard sell is you are trying to oversell yourself. You're trying to say come and buy, come and buy, come and buy all of the time.
Mm,
No, this is not the time to force people to buy or get people to
okay.
buy. If they want your product, they'll come after you. So be
That's true.
compassionate.
That's true. Especially if it is an essential one. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Thank you. Let me quickly appreciate a lot of people that has joined. Thank you, Adieko Bukola, for joining. Thank you, Pelumi Grace, my sister from Lagos, for joining. Thank you, Olubenga Fortune Ibrahim, for joining. Thank you, Ibe Ezekiel, for also commenting. I appreciate you all. Okay, now as a graphic designer and brand strategist now, one of the things I do is also to advocate websites because that's part of what we do. And this generation, this 21st century, except we want to deceive ourselves, your business, if you want it to go faster and reach a wider audience, then website is one of the prerequisites and it is important. Now, there are few businesses, especially startups or SMEs, that they cannot afford websites. So what other means? Because for us now, beyond taking their money, like we said, we want to ensure that their brand, they are able to continue and stay in business and at the same time make profit. So businesses without websites, what better alternative, and for how long should they stay without having a website?
Okay, for businesses without a website and whether or not it is essential, I think I should address that first. If you're a business person and you do not have a website, understand that it is, although it is essential, it is not compulsory to make sales.
Mm. Can you
There are
speak
a lot
louder?
of businesses. For
Okay.
businesses who don't have a website, understand that it is, although it is essential for you to have a website, it is not compulsory for sales. If your website is not
Oh,
optimized
okay.
for sales, then you do not necessarily need it to sell. What you need it for is an
Mm,
online presence so that people can search you and find you online and engage with you to buy
mm,
from you.
mm.
So it's beyond having a website. It's beyond I need a
Okay.
website to sell. The reason
Okay.
why you created your business website is so that people can buy from you, right? And so if they
Yeah.
are not buying, if your website is not set up to help them buy, then your website is as good as non-existent.
Mm.
So I just felt I should put that out first. That there are a lot of
Yeah.
websites now that are not optimized to sell. If you have a website and it is not optimized to sell, you can as well shut
Okay.
it down.
Okay.
Now, whether or not it is essential, businesses should have websites, but they should have it so
Yeah.
that they can sell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you make sales without websites? Of course, we have 1,001 of them doing very well on Instagram. There are
Mm.
1,001 entrepreneurs enjoying themselves on Instagram without have any other
Okay.
form of placement
That's
for their businesses. One typical
businesses.
example is Instablog Niger. I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone watching now or you, Shema, has actually been to Instablog Nigeria's website or is even aware that they have a
Not at
website.
all.
Now, about as at 6 months ago when I checked that website was just a piece of blogs. So they just put all of their content arranged in a sequence and that was it. But is
Wow.
Instablog making money? They are making massive money just by
Yeah.
blogging regularly. So we have examples of people who are making sales without a
Mm.
website, and I can go on and on about some other examples.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to have a website. What the kind of marketing technique that you can use to make sales online without a website is what we call DRM, direct response marketing.
Okay.
So what you are doing in direct response marketing is that you are trying to evoke on the spot response. You're not telling the person to
Mm.
go and take action somewhere else. You are telling them to take action to buy now. And thank God for innovations in social media, like Facebook's launching Facebook Shop last week, or earlier, yeah, it was last week. Facebook launched Facebook Shop last week. Instagram now has a shop function that is now available for shops in Nigeria. So yes, we can now begin to make purchases. If customers can now make purchases directly on social media platforms, then
Mm-hmm.
if your website is not optimized to sell, you don't necessarily need it to make that
Need
sale
it.
that you want to make.
Mm. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, this is really
That's
fantastic.
basically
Before we
it.
let me quickly appreciate the presence of Mr. Oshigbe Sanpeoluwa for joining. Thank you, Mr. Gbenga Fortune. I think you also commented on the question you asked whether we've noticed that Instant Blog Nigeria has a website, and he said he's not even aware. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, Mr. Oshigbe Sanpeoluwa, for saying nice one. Okay, now for me, when it comes to designing a brand, one of the few questions I ask my clients is, who are your audience? What type of products do you want to sell? And we now begin to leverage on, okay, let me now see your content. Then let me see a befitting color, a befitting text, images that will go in line with the intent of your heart. Since our mission is to creatively give expression to your thought as a brand agency. Now, for the areas of digital marketing, I mean, I've had people spend a whole lot of money advertising their product, and they will still tell us. I did not see my product. It was not displayed. I did not see the sponsor advert. I did not see this. I did not see that. And I will tell them, look, calm down. There are things we do when it comes to injecting money on social media marketing or whatever. So I want you to just share a bit of light into that for us, Gbemileke, when it comes to your targeted audience for digital marketing.
Okay, when you want to promote your business online, especially when you are starting up, one of the first things that you need to do is to clarify your goals.
Mm,
You see, a lot of businesses, they do not do that. So you just say, I
wow.
have a social media platform or account for my business, and then you can't go to a digital marketing person or a social media manager and ask the person to begin to manage the platform for you and try to get sales. The
Mm,
question is, what is
mm,
your goal aligned to what that platform is about?
mm,
You need to be able to clarify your goals. If, for instance, you that is in Ibadan wants to come and meet me in Lagos,
mm,
that's the goal, to travel to Lagos
mm.
from Ibadan.
Wow.
If you were in London, the strategies that you will use is to to Lagos from London is not anywhere close to the same strategies that you used to come from Ibadan to Lagos.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But a lot of people want to try to attack digital marketing in a different light by saying that, okay,
Mm,
you, because you are coming, because you want to be like Instablog Nigeria, or you want to make a lot of sales, and then you are forgetting the fact that different goals have different approaches. If you are coming from
that's true.
if you are coming from Ibadan to Lagos now, you probably,
Can
if
you
you
be
want to be
there?
very fast, take a private car and then come over to Lagos. Or if you
That's
want
true.
to, if you have the whole day, or if you have the whole month to spend coming from Ibadan to Lagos, you take the train. That will probably be here in
Mm,
3 or 4 days.
yeah, that's true.
But if you are coming from London,
Mm,
but if you are coming from London, you have about 4 or 5 options. You can get on a plane. You can decide to
yes.
go by sea.
Yes.
You can decide to go the hard route, the illegal routes, and
Mm,
first of all link to
yeah.
Spain, take the boat,
Or trek.
and then start trekking down the Sahara Desert. So, so basically, what I'm just trying to say is that if you are a business owner and you have not clarified your goals, you just continue
Mm,
to
wow.
go around in circles and repeat what
Wow.
everybody is doing. So what you need to do is to
Wow.
first of all clarify your goals, and then
Wow.
you look at where you are now.
Mm,
See, when um when I started out relatables on social media,
mm-hmm.
I told my team that we are not trying to be like what other brands are doing. What we are doing is we are looking at where we are now. We are looking at the resources we have available to us now. We are looking at the
Wow.
available knowledge.
Wow.
We are looking at our
Wow.
skills and our budget.
Wow.
If you say you want to be like everybody, or you want to do what this particular brand is doing, you do not know how the brand is set up to
How the
continue to
brand is
deliver
set to
5 pieces of content in a
Thank
day.
you, Adeoti, for watching. Thank you for joining. You said we don't come. Sorry to cut you. Continue, please.
Insta blog posts about 20 to 30 times in a day.
A day, yes?
There is no way you can say that all of that content comes from one person.
Not at all. Not at all. Lots of correspondences and all.
But you don't have the resources that all of those
Hmm. That's true that they have.
platforms have. And then you want
Hmm.
to say, yeah, you want to post 5 times a day. The question is,
That's
do you have the resources to post
the
5 times a day?
resources.
And
Hmm.
by
Hmm.
resources, I don't just mean people. I don't just
Yeah.
mean money. I mean time. You see,
Wow.
I work with solopreneurs, those who run their businesses on their own, a
Hmm.
lot. And the question that I keep asking them is, why are you trying to overstress yourself?
Wow.
on social media. You have
Mm.
not prepared your content calendar ahead of time. Neither have you looked into um neither have you looked into your current strategy and said, okay, this is what I
This
want.
is
You have not outlined your strategy. You have not done anything,
yeah,
and then you want to be posting every day.
every day. That's true.
As you are the only one that owns your business, there are people calling you and saying, Sheung, that print job, Sheung, my design, Sheung, my
Exactly.
logo, Sheung,
That's
and I'm like, how do you think that you are going to be able to match up with this with 4 or 5 pieces
that's
of content in a day or posting every day?
that's true. That's
So
true.
what you should do is to look at your own resources, what's available to me. Do I really have the time to post every day? Okay, can I post 3 times in a week? Okay, when can I
Yeah.
get the content ready?
Okay.
On what
Sorry,
days
let
can
me
I
quickly
post?
drop an information. Let me. Okay,
Okay.
if you are watching online, Gbemileke has an ebook on digital marketing titled Playbook for Digital Marketing, right?
COVID-19 digital marketing playbook.
Okay, COVID-19 digital marketing playbook. So if you are joining us online, kindly drop your emails. We will forward the e-copy to you. In few weeks from now, it will be sold for a certain amount. But because you are joining us online and you are watching, so kindly drop your email so it will be sent to you free. I tell you whether you're an employer or employee, it is very needful and necessary for you. Okay, please speak
Okay.
up from where you.
For that, they don't necessarily have to drop their emails. I'll drop the link in about a minute so that
Oh, that's
where
good.
they
That's
can
good. That's
where they can
download.
easily drop their emails because of those who will be
Oh,
harvesting. Because if you drop your emails on social media, across social media, people are
that's
harvesting
that's true.
emails.
That's
So
true.
to avoid email harvesting, it's better to
Okay,
put it into a secure
that's true.
place.
So please, you
So
will
let's
drop
go
a
on so
link
that
where
we
you will be able to download the book. Okay, I think we cannot really exhaust all of this. And I've been learning and unlearning. And lastly, for my end, it's more like when we want to do with a client, when we want to deal with them, we go beyond. We want to make profits, and we want to build a lasting relationship. Okay, but no need, don't drop your email. Oh, okay, let me quickly read out this comment. Ezekiel said that different goals have different approaches. Yes, that's true. Balumi said following and learning. That's true. So don't worry about your email. You can delete it so that it will not be harvested. We will drop a link where you will be able to get the soft copy of the book. Okay, so for us now, we coming from that angle of okay, beyond you getting this customer, we want to help you retain your customer. And it comes from the kind of branding you push out there. And that is why for every detail you push out there from your company or with your product, we are so intentional. We are keen about the color. We are keen about the text. We are keen about the graphical representation. And that's where we come in to come and solve the problem of misrepresentation for your product or for your services. Whatever you are, you will always need one. So I just want you to wrap it up as an experienced digital marketer that when it also comes with pushing out content on digital marketing, don't you think it also affects sales or it doesn't matter?
okay. Does it affect sales? Yes, it affects your potential to make sales. But
Oh, okay.
one thing business owners need to understand is that digital marketing only amplifies who you are in the physical.
Mm,
If your brand is not strong enough offline,
mm.
you cannot have you are going to have a lot of work to do online.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so for instance, the reason why Nigerian banks have one of the highest number of followings across social media platforms is because of the fact that they are banks. Everybody knows the names of all the banks in Nigeria. If you mention a
That's true.
bank's name, the average Nigerian knows whether or not it is a bank or not. If I say Keystone now, they know, okay, that's a bank. If I say Polaris now, they know that's a bank. So
That's it.
so so they already have their top of mind awareness. They already have people who know them. But you as a small
Mm,
business owner or as a business owner who is just starting out online, if you are saying that
mm,
you want to get sales online, that means you must be ready to make all of your you must be able to concentrate your efforts to one platform or to the platforms where you are most likely to make sales. You cannot blame digital marketing for not making sales for you if you have not to close the sale to help your business
mm,
stand properly.
mm. Okay,
So
I
yes,
have a
it does
question for
affect your
you, Gbemileke.
potential. Sorry. So yes, it does affect your potential, but that does not mean that you must begin to say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I must make sale with digital marketing. No.
Mm, mm. Okay, thank you. I have a question for you from Adebayo. Okay, for you, for those that are joining, Gbemileke has dropped the link where you can download the ebook that will help your business during this COVID-19 on digital marketing and after COVID-19. Okay, Bayo has a question here. He said, when you have less cash to run social media campaign, will you still advise ad campaign? Did you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So, did you hear the question?
If you have a low budget, your best bet is a direct response ad. If you have a low budget for your ads, if you have a low budget for
Okay.
your ads, the best your best bet is a direct response ad, and that's what I was explaining earlier on. That we need
Yeah, that's
to
true.
you need to have researched your product. For instance, if you start to sell
Mm,
personal protective equipment now, you are hot
mm,
cake online, although there's a lot of restrictions on running ads for health products right now. But you you're a hot cake now if you have a research product such as a personal protective equipment, or you are
mm,
teaching people about mental health. There are a lot of examples of people who have done direct response marketing and they have been successful. I'll
mm,
give I'll give an example of someone who launched a video, who launched a course last weekend on Udemy. You know him very well. And he had about 6,000 uh, sign-ups within the space of 3 days. What's the name? What's the name of the course? The course is on how to design your design flyers using I think Canva. Canva is something that the whole world seems to be learning at this time. And for you
yeah.
as a thought leader or a business person or a graphic designer to have come up with a course to teach people on Udemy, people will definitely rush towards that course because the whole world is learning Canva right now, practically. So,
Yeah.
or the whole world is learning how to design. So it's important. So that's why the the course has practically sold out.
Mm,
So
okay.
yes,
Okay.
you can run a an ad campaign, but you need to have a well researched product. For instance, if you are say a food vendor at this time or a restaurant
Okay.
service at this time, during the period of the lockdown, what restaurant services were doing was that they launched home delivery service. Even the hotel
Yeah.
um started to
Online.
do a lot of uh services that they were not doing before. Why? Because they
Wow.
recognize the fact that at this
I
time this
asked
is what
job
people
question
need.
too. He
Okay.
has job question too. Okay. So we have like 5 minutes to go now. Less than okay, 5 minutes there about to end this session. Okay. So he said, judging from my line of business, education, and location, educational services. So judging from my line of business, education, and location, parents hardly contract private tutor online. What should be my social media? add focus. Oh, sorry, Sister Bukola, your network. Okay, did you get that?
Yes, I got the question.
Okay.
What you can do as a private tutor right now is to basically um, reach out to those who are parents, excuse me, those who have been your parent, who have been parents to your past students, and try to build thought leadership. You cannot be
Mm,
certain that because schools are closed, some exams are suspended. There's really nothing sure for you right now, as it were, when it comes to the need of your product online. What you can do
okay.
online right now is to build thought leadership. Everybody should build
Mm,
thought leadership about what they do online.
yeah, that's true.
Everybody
That's true.
should talk about what they do online, even if it is just on WhatsApp or one
Talk
social
about
media
it.
platform. The essence of
Mm,
the reason why you are doing that, the reason why you are doing that is to create an awareness that this is who I am outside of the personal relationship that you have with me. And so, as a
that's true.
tutor, what your social media focus right now should be is to build thought leadership. You can pick a subject and say, uh, do a short video on some of the home remedies. If you teach a subject like, say, physics or home economics, let's use home
Okay.
economics. What you can basically do is to
Okay.
do a short video on how to knit or how to adjust home buttons, how to adjust your buttons from home, and all of that, and say you are no economics teacher, blah blah
DIY.
blah. So build content around your services. While we were in secondary school, while we were in primary school, we were given home assignments, and
Yeah.
we were supposed to source materials for these assignments at home. So if you are home now as a private tutor, take the place of your students and try to do maybe 5-day physics challenge. Basic things, basic uh, practical sessions that you can do at home. Physics sessions, for instance, first and second law of thermodynamics, blah blah blah. So what you just do is basically look at what your students can do while they are at home and try to develop a challenge
Mm,
around those things. So you do like 5 to 6 tasks and say, day one, this is what we are doing. Just like gyms have moved to homes now. Gyms are no longer in the regular four walls of the gym facilities.
yeah.
They are now home. There's now
Yeah.
home workouts. So you can do home physics tutoring, such that you give your
Mm,
children, you give the audience tasks to do every day and
to submit.
tell them to perform some tasks, submit a video, send you a video, and all of that. Post on an hashtag. If we can use apps like TikTok and Thriller to do a lot of
Yeah.
fun stuff, why not use them for education and learning?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. It's really amazing. We have how many minutes to go? We have trying to check. We have like 2 minutes to go. So in 1 minute, give us your final tip. In 30 seconds.
Okay, so I would say that for businesses who are in the most affected sectors, by most affected sectors, I mean aviation, tourism, fashion, events, and entertainment. This is not the best of times for these guys, especially now because it seems as if the world has moved on without them. What I mean is, especially if you're in a country like Nigeria, where the government has said, okay, we can move around within specific hours, you cannot move from state to state yet. But it seems as if everybody has forgotten the fact that the aviation industry has people who are on airlines payroll, who are on people who work in airports, people who work for travel companies. It seems as if everybody has
You have dropped
forgotten
your
that.
mic.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
So
Go
it seems
on.
as if the world has moved on without these sectors.
Mm.
The average Nigerian tailor has become a face mask designer. And it seems as
Yeah,
if we
yeah.
have normalized it, so to say. We
Yes,
seem to
yes.
have normalized the fact that these people should just move on. But if you're in those sectors, what you can do right now is to move your business away from offline to online and demonstrate your
Mm.
competence. The world would eventually very soon the commercial flights will resume. One day, if not very soon, soon enough, commercial flights will resume. One day in the near
That's
future,
true.
people would begin to visit public places.
Wow.
People will begin
Time.
to go to beaches, and
Yeah.
people will begin to say they want to go and have fun. All of these are parks and recreation centers. There will be an Owambe to attend to very soon. But as you wait for the world to get back to normal, as it were, what you can do right now is to demonstrate your competence by sharing
Mm.
tips, tricks, and other content around your area of expertise. So, if you're a photographer now, you should look at things like how to take good pictures with your mobile phone. You
Yeah.
can launch a 5 day get better at taking selfies challenge and ask people to do
Mm.
certain things with their phones. You can launch a photo
That's true.
editing class, several
That's true.
things that you can do. If you are a comedian at this time, you can begin to do short skits at home. After all, the
Yeah.
biggest comedians on Instagram started all alone. Last year, Learning was just shouting and shouting in his car, and he became
That's
a Nigerian, a comedy, an entertainment sensation. So what you can do is to just create content. Don't sit down idle and say the sector is down.
mm.
For travel
Mm.
companies now, you can look at what Emirates Airline has been doing for a while now. Emirates is one of the companies that is doing a lot of wonderful stuff in the aviation industry right
Mm.
now, and their content keeps blowing my mind every time I see it. Doing a lot of stuff around. We'll be back soon. Around trying to reassure customers of their safety when they eventually start to travel. So
Wow.
also, you must realize if you are also in the travel industry, you must realize that people are going to travel soon. There are people who are still hoping that this summer they will be able to travel. I don't know if you
Yeah.
understand. And so
Yes.
you shouldn't now say that because there is customers and post them online to reassure your people that okay. Hello.